You know you're a master level procrastinator when you're on YouTube watching videos on how to stop procrastinating. Have no fear, my people. I've boiled down hours and hours of research into 10 quick tips for you to conquer, manage your procrastination so you can get stuff done. These are 10 legendary tips. Pay attention. Number 1 is understanding what procrastination is. Procrastination is you tricking yourself into thinking that you have more time to accomplish a task than you really do. So you can think of procrastination like this. It's like two entities trying to fight for control over your mind. Have you ever seen the movie Inside Out? And there's the emotions trying to run the mind. But instead of emotions, you have the king or the queen. The king or the queen. These are the good guys. And the joker is the procrastinator. So the king or the queen. Everyone has a king or queen that wants the best for them. Wants to hand in their projects on time. Wants to finish your task on time. Wants you to succeed in life. And everyone has a joker who is the procrastinator. And for most procrastinators, the joker runs the show for 99.999% of the time. Let me give you a classic example that all procrastinators will know. So you have a project, you have a SBA or project that is due, and you have the whole term or whole semester to do this. And the king or the queen inside of you would be like, bro, we should split up this and do it every single week up to maybe midway during the term, and we'll hand it up with so much time to spare. And the joker is going to be like, bro, I think we can handle this in the last week. We can do it week by week, or we can just leave it all to the last week, best for last. The last week arrives and the king or the queen inside of you says, bro, we should really get on that project right now so that at least we'll finish with a day to spare. And we may still get an E. And the joker says, my friend, bro, sis, we can do that, or we can catch up on the last few seasons of Game of Thrones, man, and we can save the project for the last day. The last day arrives, and while starting up research, finally the joker is like, bro, these are some bomb memes, man. So in the remaining points, I'm going to show you how to kill the joker and bring out the king and queen inside of you. Point number 2 is simple. You have to declutter your mind. Just like if your room is messy, dust and germs can collect. If your mind is full up of different distractions, different things that you have to do, it's hard to get rid of procrastination. The joker thrives in such a setting. I was speaking to the owner of one of the top private schools in Port of Spain, Trinidad. I teach his son music, and he was saying one technique that he uses is that he writes out everything that he needs to do. I saw him while I was teaching his son. I saw him scribbling and writing out a whole long list. I asked him what was that. There's a whole list of all the stuff that he needed to get done. When he was finished with that list, he folded that list, he put that in his need to do section, and he went on so he can focus on the task at hand. Point number 3 is simple. You need to create a responsible environment. This is universal. If you line with losers, you'll be a loser. If you line with winners, you'll be a winner. So you need to kind of gravitate more to the people who are always talking about, you know, I need to get my project done. Those annoying people who always get their project done way before time, those are your friends now. And I myself, being an epic level procrastinator at certain times of my school life, the friends who I had who were always on top of their work, I was like, bro, I can't let this dude beat me in this exam. I felt like I had more potential than him, and he is doing his work already. So the competition of a good environment, that helps me. But for those of y'all who are in a good environment, but this does nothing for your procrastination, that's okay. Let's hear some more points. The 4th point is to reduce or eliminate distraction. And the number 1 source of distraction for students in this generation is social media distraction. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, those constant notifications. Every time you watch that notification, you get a dopamine hit. You get addicted. Believe it or not, you get addicted to. So I taught this student 6 years ago, a brilliant student by the name of Sinead, a brilliant student 6 years ago, private tuition one-on-one. She went a school in South Trinidad, the top girls school in South Trinidad, and because she was brilliant, she blew by CXC and for Cape because I'm such a boss of a teacher. Not me saying that, so people that say, because I'm such a boss of a teacher, she got through Cape as well. But when she reached in university, the procrastinator in her really began to show. She was a procrastinator back then, but it really began to show. Her brilliance couldn't cover it up in university because the workload is much more. And one night before an exam, this girl called my phone to study an entire course that she never prepared for. She doesn't even have much notes for the course, and she wanted to do an all-nighter for this entire course, biostats, introduction to biostatistics or something like that. And I had to sit down and learn the course and then teach it back to her. And because she's brilliant, she did well in the course. She got an A in the exam and she got a B in the course overall because of bad course work. But the point I want to make is during the time we were studying that all-nighter, Sinead was checking her phone every 10 seconds, every notification. And I was like, you have a problem? And she was like, no, I don't have a problem. And I was like, you have a problem. And every time she kept doing that. Anytime I stopped to learn something to teach it to her, I checking through her missing notes and trying to find notes online and stuff. She on her phone. And it ended up with me having to take a phone so that we can get stuff done that night. And this phone thing is here's how you're going to cure that. For people who want to be serious and want to do the exam, the best way to cure it, I spoke to some scholarship winners in a video last year, and the best way to cure this is to actually either turn off your phone or to disable the Facebook, disable the Instagram, disable the WhatsApp apps on your phone just for the time you are studying, so that you don't have that constant notification drawing you there. That need to always check to get that dopamine hit. You need to eradicate that. Next point. So for the fifth point, I want to introduce you to something called the 5-second rule, popularized by Mel Robbins. You can research that afterwards, but it's a rule I call the do it now rule. It's biology, it's proven, it's research. Listen to how it works. For like about 5 seconds after you get that thought to, let's say, study or do a task, you have 5 seconds where neither the joker or the king or the queen is in control. Nobody is in control of the mind. It's 5 seconds of pure instinct. If you can train yourself to operate within that 5 seconds and just jump at the task, you don't give the joker time to conquer the king or queen to procrastinate. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but this is the most powerful rule for a chronic procrastinator that I said. Out of the four, this is a trick that you need to get. You can use it for waking up as well. For those people who snooze, you have like a split second, a few seconds where nobody is in control. You can actually just jump out of the bed and get things done. That's why I call it the do it now rule. You have that instinct you can work on, and that breaks the chain of procrastinating. Every time you just hop to the task immediately. From the time you give the joker and the king and the queen time to think about the pros or the cons, it's based on our instinct of fight or flight. From the time you give your mind time to think about it, you will think about the safe thing. The safe thing is procrastinating. The safe thing is procrastinating. For the students not in university, the next 5 points, you can survive on the first 5 points. But the students in university, you may want to keep watching this video down to the end, because these points are starting to get a little more deeper and would really help you in accomplishing tasks, eradicating procrastination, and just getting yourself on a path for success. Number six is all about journaling or schedule. How do you pronounce this word? Scheduling. It's all about that. And lots of people have different views on this, but as you get older, it's harder for you to keep things in your mind and on time. And remember, if you're watching this video and you're struggling in procrastination, there's a massive power that can be unleashed by just keeping you don't need to have a massive journal of how you're feeling today and everything like that. You can just have a quick memo, bullet style journal. Every night you prepare the journal, and it's not focusing on time, it's focusing on goals. You set your goals the night before, the one thing that you want to get done in the day. You wake up in the morning, and I do this, and I think of it as my night self bullying my morning self. The morning self is more capable of doing stuff in the day than my night self. And these are very practical, powerful tips that I'm releasing to you that people use to make a lot of money. So if you can implement this from a young age, you can get some good stuff done, man. Number 7 is to find and do things that you are passionate about. Remember Sinead, the story I told you about Sinead, the girl, the brilliant girl who did the all-nighter, procrastinator, distraction specialist? Well, she's passionate about dancing, and she can dance, and she's a dance instructor. And there was these group of girls in my church that needed some instruction in dance. I told her once, and she was there right through early, and she did it for free, continually coming week after week, because she's passionate about dancing. Now, if that was work, if that was a course to study, if that was a project to hand up, she would procrastinate. But because she's passionate about dancing, she doesn't mind going to practice and coming home the next morning. So she's passionate about dancing. So you need to find stuff that you are passionate about, and it will become easier. Now, how is this going to help you do maths? How is this going to help you do chemistry, physics? You need to find something that the goal that you are working towards, and the passion for the goal will help you to smile through the journey as much as being in the destination. So if the journey involves doing maths, the goal and the stuff that you are passionate about, which is hard for students to find something that they are passionate about at this age, but if you can, that will really help. That's a key there. That's a key I'm giving you to unlock some doors, man. Unlock those doors. Number 8 is simple. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Number 8, you just need to do the most fun task first. Start. The trick with procrastination sometimes is just getting started. So you start on the most fun stuff first, and generally slip in the bitter stuff afterwards. So start with the easiest, most fun task first. Let's go to number 9. And number 9 and number 10 might seem petty, but they are some really good steps in getting the joke under control. Listen to number 9. Health and meditation. Health and meditation. Some people have a real high sugar diet. Like some of my students, they go into the exam and they drinking a Coke. Do you know how much damage that does to your short-term memory? There's something called sugar block. And people who continuously eat healthy versus people who continuously eat unhealthy, your very thought process changes. You got to believe me on that one. So health is a massive part of succeeding, and yes, health is a massive part in eradicating procrastination, and meditation as well. You need to find something. Have you ever sat down in a car going to school and you have nothing to do? You forgot your headphones home or something, so you're not listening to music, nothing to numb your mind, and your thoughts just straight. And by the time you reach your destination, you thought about so many things that you just feel a nice peace inside. That is forced meditation. And a lot of people now, because of the constant distraction, constant things going on, there's no downtime. There's no downtime for your mind to attach all the neurons in order and everything like that. There's no organizing time for your mind. So everything is information keep going in, and there's no time to process everything. You need time to do that. That's meditation. That's time to just sit down and do nothing except think. And number 10 is a point I see in just a few places, but it's the most powerful point for people who are very, very chronic in procrastination. Listen to this. Fasting. Fasting. Either fasting from specific types of food or fasting from food altogether. Nothing increases the strength of your king and queen. Nothing increases the strength more than of your king and queen in human beings. Nothing increases the strength of this more than fasting. this you might be saying I'm going religious, so it doesn't even need to be a religious fast. And many ancient cultures many years ago knew about the power of fasting for increasing the strength of your will to be able to do things, for gaining control of your very own mind, to do things that are in your very best interests. Fasting, bro. So it doesn't need to be fasting from food. So people who practice discipline and have a certain amount of discipline, they are fasting, they are limiting the amount of dopamine, amount of pleasure, amount of instant gratification that they are getting. And by practicing that, they are giving themselves, they are putting the reins back in their very own hands. Other than those who are run by entertainment, those who are run by social media, those who are run by their relationships. Man, I'm just dropping bombs tonight, and I think I'm gonna close on this last bomb. So my own timetable now is as packed as it has ever been, but I got to get in videos for the people. The next set of videos I'm going to be doing is on calculus for Add Maths, Pure Maths, Integrated Maths people. So look out for that, hopefully within the next week. Also, who knows how the time will go. But I won't procrastinate on it. Once I get the time, I'll do it.